but we got scammed, and I am not happy about what happened today. It's just bizarre. I don't understand how people can be so dishonest, and it's just weird. I just want you guys to see how beautifully he moves. Good morning, friends. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm excited. Sad to see him go, but excited because that's why I get these horses. A lot of times there's a horse that's down on their luck, or someone approaches me and has a need to be able to get a horse to a new home. In this case, Kit Kat came to us. He was skinny. He had been wild his whole life. I get a lot of there's a lot of opinions and very passionate comments when you call a horse a wild horse, and they're like, that's not wild, it's feral and this and that. And is all I know is this thing hadn't been touched until just a week or so before I was approached if I wanted to buy him, and they had rounded him up, put their brand on him, and wanted to sell him. Well, he was beautiful, and I saw a lot of potential to be able to get him to our house and get him castrated and help that brand to start healing up. I was surprised they put a brand on him. I mean, but that KK brand, we decided what name would go with KK, since he's stuck with this brand for the rest of his life. And that's how we came up with the name Kit Kat. And so now he's put on about 75 pounds. He's been dewormed, he's been groomed, he's getting more and more gentle. He's been castrated, and now we're gonna get him to a home. The person's coming down from the Phoenix Valley, and they're taking him to a facility with a trainer. And to me, it's just exciting to see a horse like this that will, yeah, you know we're talking about you, huh, Kit Kat? That will really be able to become an amazing horse. Not that he wasn't amazing before. A horse that's running wild is beautiful, but they're not useful to humans. And uncastrated, he would have just continued to be part of the overpopulation problem. And so in this regard, he's now going to become useful, healthy. He won't get hit by a car, hopefully, on a, I mean, I say hopefully because, you know, knock on wood, any horse could get out and get hit. But out where he was at, he could have been hit by a car. He could have starved if the drought continues to be so bad. If there's not water, they can die of thirst. Anyway, it's a tough life out there, and you can call them feral horses, you can call them wild horses, you can call them Mustangs. The difference between a BLM Mustang, which is a Bureau of Land Management Mustang, when they round those up, they put the government brand, freeze brand, on their neck. This one was on the Navajo reservation. I bought it from a really nice Navajo young man, and now look at him. He's beautiful. I'll try to find a picture of when we first got him. He was a lot skinnier. He was a lot more skittish, and he's just come a long way, and he's beautiful. And I'm just gonna run him around the round pen for a little bit, just so you can see how beautifully he moves. And then the new owner is coming. By the time he gets there, though, the wind's supposed to pick up, so we'll at least video him getting on the trailer. We're gonna miss Kit Kat, but again, this was the whole intent, was to get him castrated and more healthy and more trained, so he could become someone's forever horse. I believe God has created horses not only to look at, but to enjoy and to use. Yes, they're beautiful, but to just look at a bunch of wild horses, they look beautiful, but without some management, without humans taking care of them and managing them appropriately, the populations get way too big. They destroy farmers and ranchers' crops and fences, and many of them die of starvation because they just cannot go being unchecked. They don't have a whole lot of predators in the wild. It's not, they're a big enough animal that unless a wolf or a mountain lion or something gets them when they're young, or if they get too old and diseased or whatever, then they can overpopulate quickly. If you have a herd of 50 horses, half of those are mares, half of them are studs, then 25 of those mares are going to be pregnant. So the next year you go up to 50. So you have a herd of 50, 25 of them are pregnant, they have babies, half of those are females. Pretty soon it just starts to multiply and it gets kind of crazy. Again, I'll have people disagree with me, and this is a very passionate subject, and I'm not trying to be confrontational at all, because everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I'm just telling you what we do. And I guarantee whether he's running wild or being ridden, someday he will be a beautiful horse, but he will become useful. And look at this, guys. I mean, he's still cautious, but look at this. It's still a loose rope here. Look at that. He's come so far. Kit Kat, we're gonna miss you around here. Last night at sunset, I took some pictures with them, and maybe at the end of this video we'll just put up those pictures so you can enjoy how beautiful he's become and how nice he is. But let's go just play around in the round pen for a little bit, and I hope you've enjoyed having Kit Kat on the farm. We sure have. All right, boy. I just want you guys to see how beautifully he moves. He's a beautiful horse. Good boy. Come here. There you go. I'm not doing a long training session. I'm just trying to help you guys see how good he moves. I'd love for him to turn the direction I'd like him to turn. Oh, no. Hey, that wasn't the right way. So you don't want them turning their butt towards you. Okay. Oh. I took the pressure off because he turned and faced me like he did. And because he did that, I want to reward him. That's really all I wanted to do this morning, was let you see him move. And this is huge. When we first got him, if I would have let him go in the round pen, I couldn't have walked up to him and caught him. I would have had to rope him. And now he turned and faced me. He's just a pretty boy. So we're gonna miss him around here, but he's pretty awesome. There you go. Isn't he beautiful, guys? I'm always sad to see one go, especially one that I feel like I've kind of bonded with, and I've seen so much progress. But he's gonna make these new owners a wonderful horse. Well, guys, I am not happy about what happened today. The sun has just set. It's a beautiful night. It's been a beautiful day, but we got scammed, and it's just bizarre. I don't understand how people can be so dishonest, and it's just weird. Let me tell you what happened. As you all knew, I was going to have a new owner come pick up Kit Kat, and everything seemed legit and great. Well, they never showed up, and it was just bizarre because we had communicated. The person had asked if I would go down a little bit on the price. I did. We agreed on a price and everything was good. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to find a good spot. The light's probably better here. And so everything was good to go. I thought, well, let me tell you, because I'm a little concerned. I hope that the scam was just to inconvenience me and be dishonest and deceive me and to mess with me and not to get money or whatever. But this is how it went down. We agreed. They messaged me through social media, said, hey, I'm really interested in Kit Kat, and would you do it for this amount? And anyway, we agreed on a price. And then he said, well, I've got to get a trailer together. Could I give you a deposit and you hold him until next weekend? And I said, yeah, we could probably do that. And so then he said, do you have PayPal? I said, no. I do have Venmo if you want to send it through Venmo. And he said, well, I got to get the Venmo app, but that sounds good. And anyway, then I went to bed, and that was last night. And then this morning I woke up, and about 11:30 at night, I'd already been asleep. He had messaged and said, hey, I'm gonna come tomorrow, which I was like, great, that's awesome. So that's why I woke up this morning. I got Kit Kat ready to go, groomed him, just brushed him off. He was ready to go. Everything was set, I thought. The guy sends a picture of a truck with a trailer. So in the rearview mirror, I can see there's a trailer. He's like, hey, I'm on my way. And I was like, what's your estimated time of arrival? He sends a picture of the GPS, exactly how long it's gonna take to get to my place. Well, that should have been at 10:15 this morning. About 10:30, I messaged and said, hey, you still plan on getting here right away? Because I thought maybe it got lost, whatever. So no answer, no response. So an hour goes past, and I messaged again. I said, hey, are you lost? No answer. And it said he hadn't been active on social media for a couple hours. Well, later I saw his account come active again. So I messaged and said, hey, everything okay? Nothing. No response. And I just thought, this is so strange. So all day, I've got some things done. It's been a good Saturday overall, but you can see back here is Kit Kat, and this is Honey, and this is Peppy, and this is Lex. And this one is a new guy that I don't think I'll tell you about yet tonight. I want to spend some time talking about him later. So there you have it. For some reason, they didn't show up They've stopped communicating with me. I've actually blocked them on social media. Vicky was really concerned. She's like, did you give them any information? I'm like, well, they did know where we lived because they were supposedly coming here, and that's kind of freaked her out a little bit. And but I don't know, in today's world you can Google and find out where people live pretty easily, but I don't know, it's just a strange world we're living in, that there's so much dishonesty. And I told you guys a few weeks ago, hey, beware of scams. I hear there's scams all the time when you're trying to buy a horse. Well, now here I am selling the horse. I have a legit horse back here that's beautiful and was, I thought, going to a good home, and then they just stood me up, and I just don't understand what the purpose of all of that was. But obviously whoever would be dishonest and kind of unethical like that, I don't want Kit Kat going to that house anyway. So Kit Kat and Honey Hair are still available, and they're both beautiful, and the lighting's pretty good even though the sun's down. But have a good night, guys. I got scammed. Tell me, am I okay? Like I say, I did give them my Venmo URL code that they could send money my way. Never got any money. They never showed up. I hope I haven't given information I shouldn't, but I'm sure I've done something wrong. It's just hard to be smart and careful enough in today's world. But have a great evening, guys. God bless. And the sun has gone down, but it's a beautiful night on the farm. God bless everybody. By the way, guys, don't worry. I know some of you are probably like, I saw some hay strings there. Why is he just letting them eat that? I just picked up the strings and just put them away for the night. I was just letting them eat some loose hay that I was letting them clean up. Have a good night, guys.